This is not presenter mode now. This is presentation. Okay, good. Antonio, it was very interesting, and let me say one comment about this discussion. This is very challenging to implement this concept. This is really brilliant work, but it's very problematic to implement it in companies because their perspective is sometimes completely different than our perspective. And I think that it's, I don't know if you, maybe in the break we will discuss about that. But it's, for me, it's very important, interesting if you try to implement it with company. Yeah. Did you? Oh, yes?
No,
yeah.
Our feeling is that because it's possible they use some tools, commercial tools.
Okay.
They have all this information, they have stored.
Okay.
Big data they have also using the information, and then they can use it. We can use an updating of the usual plan, delivery plan that they use, and we work together. We work with one of them, but the idea is to help them to have a joint discussion with them in order to try to implement.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Yes, my presentation will be the other element of development of city logistics issue. You know, considering the courier deliveries, as Antonio introduced in his presentation, we've got a lot of movement at the city area. Fantastic solution to solve this problem is to use something what we call out-of-home deliveries. And I would like to tell you something about out-of-home deliveries, you know it very well, I'm sure. I would like to say something about the development of out-of-home deliveries, but also I want to talk with you about future of out-of-home deliveries, because from one hand, we can say, wow, out-of-home deliveries are fantastic. We can reduce the number of travelers at the city area because we've got one place, we put in one parcel lockers 20 boxes, and I can reduce 20 travelers, more or less. But I want to tell you that in out-of-home deliveries, we've had a lot of barriers, especially in the context of the future. I will tell you more later. Okay. What does it mean? What is that? Out-of-home deliveries, this is the process where we have box or trays with multiple parcels. We have one machine where we can put many parcels. We have the point where we can put many parcels. And the basis of the system are two elements, pick up and drop of points called to-do, and sorry, the pictures are in not proper order. And automatic parcel machines, IPMs, also called parcel lockers. Who can operate these systems? National postal operators, cab companies like DPD, DHL, UPS, e-commerce marketplaces like Amazon, for example. Retail outlets like 7-Eleven or Żabka in Poland. This is very popular shop, and we've got a lot of Żabkas, and usually in Żabka you can take your parcel. This is no problem. And what is very important, Żabka cooperate with many different companies like DPD, like DHL, and you can collect your goods from one place delivered by many different companies. Also, infrastructure owners can operate parcel lockers, especially parcel lockers, and IT platforms like civil centers, for example. Okay, why out-of-home deliveries? Because this is very customer-centric and very flexible delivery system. I said yesterday that sometimes we have a problem with the courier because courier called me, I have a parcel for you. I said, I'm at work and I can come to my home to take my parcel. But the courier will tell me, I'm at work as well and I can come to you later. So you can come to me to take your parcel. You have 5 minutes. Usually it's impossible, or you will have to go to the delivery point to take your parcel, to warehouse, for example. And in this case, the parcel delivery seems very problematic for customers. So, due to that, out-of-home deliveries become very, very popular. You can see on the slide, I know that letters are very small, but this is the situation in Europe and in the European Union and in Great Britain, I think. I have Great Britain here as well. You can look at this slide. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the years. 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. And we can see on the slide how increase in total the market of out-of-home deliveries. Year by year, it becomes much, much more popular. Poland is a very good example. On this slide, you can see how out-of-home deliveries are popular in Europe. On the right, considering number of PUDOs and IPNs per 10,000 inhabitants in country. Sorry, I haven't got this data for Ukraine. These data are only for European Union countries and Great Britain. And you can see at this slide on both pictures, Poland is absolutely leader of out-of-home delivery. This is Polish phenomenon. We can talk during the break why. I'm not sure, but we have a lot of PUDOs and we have a lot of parcel lockers. Our colleagues from, for example, City Logistic Conference called Poland world capital of parcel lockers. We have parcel lockers everywhere. I have parcel locker 3 minutes from my home. In my previous place where I lived, I had parcel locker exactly at the front of my home. So it was possible for me to spend 1 minute to go to parcel locker. We have a lot of them. And this is really very efficient. And people love parcel lockers in Poland. I'm not sure why. This is a good question. Yes, IPNs as deliveries phenomenon. Also not in Poland and not in Europe with the parcel lockers. In Brazil we have parcel lockers. In Australia, in China. But China, this is completely different example. One time I read about one experience from China that one lady wanted to collect 3 boxes from parcel machine. But she found only 1 box, only 1 parcel in parcel machine. And she asked herself, where are the 2 others? Do you know where? They were close to the parcel machine, just on the ground. Put it on the ground. Because there were no space in parcel machine. So there were no space in parcel machine, so let's put them on the ground. If you want to take your parcel, just find them. Find your parcels in this group of parcels. But it was at the closed area. That's the point. It was not available for everybody, because I can imagine that my parcel will be on the street, just like this. But it was closed area, so this is completely different, different country, different experience. But as I said, in Europe, Poland is really incredible experience. In Poland, the first parcel machine was implemented by InPost company in 2009. But we have to remember that this is not idea of InPost company. This idea came, as I remember, from Germany, because at the end of 20th century, as I remember, Deutsche Post started some experiments with parcel lockers. But InPost company made very good business model. We've got many different parcel machines, and at the moment, at the end of 2024, we had 39,970 something parcel machines, close to 40,000. And probably today we have more, because week by week they implement more parcel machines. This is the most popular parcel machine prepared by InPost company. They are absolutely leader. On the right, you can see the parcel machine of DPD. This is very important for my next part of presentation. And on the left, you can see the parcel machine of Polish Post. And at this slide, you can see some data from our joint paper, comparison of Italy, Poland, and Ukraine. And as you can see, in Ukraine, they have also a lot of parcel lockers at the moment. But I know that in Italy, for example, this experiment is not so successful. That's the question. Why? I think it's very interesting. And when we talked with DPD, they told us that, for example, in France, parcel lockers are not so popular as well. Poland, Czech Republic is also very well experienced. In Sweden, parcel lockers are not so popular as well. This is a good topic for research. And when we look at the increase of IPM's number in Poland, Italy, and Ukraine, sorry, it was impossible for me to add at the same slide, at the same picture, Ukraine, because I used the data from a report out of home delivery in Europe for 2021 and next reports for 2022, 3, and 4. But for Ukraine, I've got the data from our paper prepared by our colleagues from Ukraine. And you can see that between 2020 and 2023, the number of parcel lockers customers in utilization of parcel lockers increased significantly. Okay. Is this solution without barriers? Absolutely not. All solutions have some barriers and some problems. Why? And what barriers and what I want to talk about. Before we go to that, let's look at demography of deliveries. In 2015, the demography of e-commerce customers looked like of this picture on the left. The biggest part of the customers were the persons between 25, 34 years. And look at the situation in 2024. The biggest part of e-commerce customers is above 50 plus. Why? Because for us, deliveries, e-commerce is normal. This is not a big deal. We are ready to buy goods by internet. This is normal for us. It was normal for us 10 years ago, almost 15 years ago. And in next 10 years, we will still be e-customers, but people of my age will have 60 plus, 65 plus. What does it mean? Why I said that? Why this is very big problem? Because when we are older, we are less, let's say, mobile. We have less strength, and it becomes much more complicated for us to go to parcel machine, to take the parcel. The weight of the parcel could be, sometimes it's about 5, 7, maybe 10 kilos, and take these goods to my home. Of course, we can take these goods to my car. but not often, elderly or people with disabilities can use the car to go to parcel machine. And what we do? We know that we have physical barriers. Physical barriers, it means some barriers to come to parcel locker, to use the locker, to open the box, to remove the box from the locker. This is very big problem. Sometimes, even for me, it's very complicated. Last time, I suppose that I will not be able to remove the parcel because this parcel was so deep in the box, and the size of the parcel was exactly like the size of the box of the locker. It was very problematic, you know. Probably you had the same many times, yes. Psychological barriers. Some people can use parcel lockers because they don't believe in this system. They have some mental problems or some problems with utilization of, for example, mobiles. Availability barriers. Are the parcel lockers available for example, people on wheelchairs, people with disabilities? And technological barriers. Are you able to use mobile? Are you able to use technology to open the box? For example, my mom don't use, she's 8 years old, and she don't use mobile, don't use smartphone. And she's not able to use parcel lockers at the moment. That's the point. Okay, look at some pictures regarding availability. Look at that one. It's completely crazy. This is the parcel locker of InPost company. And can you imagine person on wheelchair which want to use this parcel machine? It's very problematic. Let's look at that example. I don't remember the English word for this balance, probably. That one. No? Okay. They use it to stop the cars, you know, because this is parking area. But using that, they made this parcel machine less available for people with disabilities. And look at that picture. Look at this element. Can you see that? You know what I mean? It's impossible for the person on wheelchair to stop, or it's very problematic because yes, exactly. And we have a lot of examples like that. And what we did, this is the other example, very interesting. InPost company showed 3 or 4 years ago that we will implement support for people with disabilities. We will implement easy access zone. But when you look at this easy access zone, can you say that, for example, this box or this box is really available for elderly or for people on wheelchair or people with some disabilities? I don't think so. The question is, what is the easy access area? And what we decided to do, in cooperation with DPD, we realized in Szczecin experiments using their parcel machine. And in this experiment, we asked some people with disabilities to support us. And we started to make some experiments with removing of the parcels from this machine by this person. And I can show you some, as we analyze location of parcel machine, design of the parcel machine, including the expectations of blind people, because this is very important topic. For example, DPD didn't think about blind people. There are not any braille marks on the system, on the machine. Sorry.
And video, you can also, in this case, they will see.
Okay. Now it works. Sorry for that. So I will repeat. On the left, you can see the availability of the parcel machine for the person on wheelchair, and we checked what is the best location of easy accessible areas in this parcel machine. Also, we had some blind persons, and they collect from them many important suggestions regarding how should I say that, about their point of view, about their perception. Yes, this is the best word for that. About their perception of parcel machines, completely different than our perception. You know, many times in mobility and in transport systems, we try to implement some support for people with disabilities without asking them. And in that way, it's very problematic to get good results. And on the right, very interesting thing, this person had the problem with the box, with that box on the picture, because we had a wind during this experiment. And this person was hit by the door of the locker, because this door is very how should I say? I don't know how should I call it in English. You know, the wind is very easy to move the door of this locker, and for us this is not a problem, because we've got two hands. We can take the door in one hand, and we can use the other hand to remove the good from the parcel machine. But for people like that one, this is very problematic. Okay, so some summaries. On the one hand, parcel lockers and generally out-of-home deliveries. This is very interesting topic, very interesting solution. But we have to consider the problem of elderly, and we have to consider the problem of people with disabilities. We don't think about that too much at the moment, because for many years we can say that the e-commerce market, on e-commerce market, we had not so many elderly and not so many people with disabilities. But we can say that in the future, very close future, we will have much more. And it could mean that in 10 or 15 years, out-of-home deliveries will be not so popular like now. Because many older people don't want to go to parcel machine. Many different reasons. Yes, that's the point. And to implement urban logistics in the proper way, we have to start to discuss these issues with elderly. We have to discuss these issues with people with disabilities. We've got many other topics in that. At the moment, two of my PhD candidates started to work on these issues.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, guys, probably it means that I should finish my presentation. Stop, Stanisław, stop. Okay,
We have said it many times. Again.
okay.
Go to the game.
I don't
No,
know.
no, no,
Do you
no.
have on this?
No, you are not online.
No.
This one.
We saw you.
Put to share. Okay.
No, that's
Perché adesso non è che succede.
Yeah.
see that. Okay.
Come?
Please.
You're welcome. Enjoy your.
Thank you very much for the hospitality.
Let's be in touch, yes.
See you. In case we saw you.
Yeah, this is just
Let's finish,
summary.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
yes. Okay. But for the next presentation, we have to.
I will check on next.
Okay. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me or not? We have to do something with camera because I'm taken by that one. Okay, can you hear me? Colleagues online?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so let's do summary. And my last word for this presentation is we have to be ready for the future. We have to be ready for the future of deliveries. We have to be ready for demographic changes also in this area, because at the moment, we don't think about that too much. That's the major conclusion. And the computer said that I should finish 2 times. So,
Okay.
no, not now, previously. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. Okay, we will have.
We will have time for discussion and for questions.
Okay, maybe just few.
Okay, questions, please. We can, and online also can ask. Online colleague, please also can write your question in the chat. Or say by. I just want to mention that for Ukraine it's not future. We discussed it a little bit today also. It's not future because now today in this city framework in general, and in general all cities in Ukraine, or it's called not cities but territory громади, some areas where we have cities and some other
smaller than region, but
yes, it's not like a region, it's smaller. All of them are obligatory have to be to develop this strategy of accessibility. So I mean that for us it's not a future. For us, we all, because of situation, because we have a lot of people with disability and increasing their numbers. So I think your research and your results, as we also discussed, will be very relevant. And our company, main company in Ukraine, has to know about this and find the solution how to implement. Because as far as I know, they haven't implemented any idea, any solutions for people with disabilities. But parcel lockers are very popular in Ukraine. Really.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
No, very
you
popular.
have
Yes,
studies.
that's true. Probably in the future it will be the same phenomenon like Poland, utilization of parcel machine. You know. Yeah, I know. But you know, let me say my impression is that we try to do many things for elderly and people with disabilities, especially in mobility systems. Not in seat logistics, but in mobility, yes. But when we look at some solutions, in my opinion, these solutions are prepared by healthy people for people with disabilities without asking them.
Yeah.
And we had our experiment showed it in brilliant way. When we started to discuss with people with disabilities, they told us many things which were completely not in our minds. We didn't suppose that this problem or this problem could be problem for these people. On the other hand, we tried to solve some their problems. We thought that this is their problems, but in some cases they said, no, don't worry about that, because this is not a problem for us. You know, we look at this system like healthy people, and many times don't ask people with disabilities. For example, in mobility systems, for me, everywhere we have touch screens to buy a ticket. Can you imagine, for example, old person with a Parkinson problem using touching screen? That's completely crazy. People don't think about something what can help these people to use this system, including, of course, seat logistics.
Yeah, I can also add, recently we have communication with one NGO which work exactly with disability people, and they improved generally situation in the cities for people with disability, and their main slogan, their main title, they placed it everywhere: any changes without asking us. Any changes for us without asking us.
Yeah.
Because as you said, we have some decision, but created by healthy people.
Exactly. That's the point.
To reduce the failure period of deliveries, but to understand that to concentrate and to don't have the flawless deliveries. In this way, we can optimize the cost for operator and for the consumer seats. But if we have a lot of parcel log, in this way we have it's the same that we have one parcel log in each building, and this is the same that we solve the failure deliveries, but we don't solve the problem. We have a lot of travels and so on, because otherwise it can also increase, because we have the parcel, the movement of the car, the truck to go to delivery at the parcel log, and otherwise the people have to go by cars, and in terms of the sustainability, it could be. Which is the experience that we have about that in
I agree with that. This is very big problem, and yes, that's the point. There's some yes.
There is the solution for this.
Yeah. Okay.
Bicycle delivery, cargo delivery.
Yes, I agree.
Exactly, because it's like exactly for 5 miles, for last mile delivery, bicycle delivery, cargo delivery, they can solve this, and they usually solve this situation. And according to exactly in Europe GPS statistic, bicycle cargo delivery do it quicker and more efficient than even small cargos.
Yes. The other topic is the location of parcel lockers. At the beginning, we made one of the first research regarding parcel lockers, probably at the world, because it was 2016, and it was in cooperation with InPost company, and we asked the users of parcel lockers. What is your opinion about parcel which you use? What about the location of this parcel? And we collected a lot of different answers, few thousand answers for whole Poland. And based on this, we established some conclusions like previously InPost planned to implement parcel lockers at parking areas. It was or gas stations. But according to our research, people wanted to have parcel machines in public transport junctions, like train stations, like bus stations. They wanted to have parcel machines in big markets because they wanted to collect their parcels doing some other things. So it means I go to my work or I go to school, I have a bus at the stop, and during my travel or finishing my travel, I can collect my parcel. I go to the shop to buy something, and also I will collect my parcel. So that's the other point. And in that way, we reduce the private travels to parcel machines. And in Poland at the moment, many people collect their parcels from the machines which are located very close to their home. So they don't need to use car to go to parcel machine. So like in my case, I'm a fan of parcel machines. I use them very often, and it's very comfortable. And at the moment, as I said, it's not necessary to go by car to parcel machine because we have a lot of parcel machines very close to home. But we've got the other problem at the moment in Poland. We've got the problem with the acceptance of the location of parcel lockers from the perspective of public administration. Sometimes, for example, the owners of the ground, all the owners of the building say, no, we don't want parcel locker at the front of our building because this parcel locker makes something wrong with the view of our building, for example. You know, especially in the old areas of the city, or in the case of beautiful buildings, old buildings. But I think that usually our providers try to implement parcel lockers in not so problematic areas. And the other topic, now we can get many opinions from the inhabitants, from the city users, that using of parcel lockers is too loud for the inhabitants around the parcel locker. So I'm at home and I hear all the time when somebody open the box, close the box, and it makes me very nervous. You know, this is typical problem with people.
Sorry, no, one problem is another problem could be that in Italy we don't have a lot of parcel locker, but we have a lot of pickup. For example, each shops has their availability. I have around my building, I have every shop allowed to delivery at the shop, and they can go. They have a very large open time window, and it's quite accessible 24 hours, I can see. This is one of the that we solved this. We don't have the place we have to put this, but we solved it. It's another way.
Yes, definitely.
It's
a PUDO system. Yeah. PUDOs are the other element of out-of-home deliveries, and it works very efficiently. Okay, so thank you very much. Let's go to the next presenter. Antonio, could you introduce